Welcome, ladies and drones, to Bees, Beers, and a Beard. I'm your beard, and today I'll be inspecting this hive. It's early April, and the last time I looked at this was around March. Was in March. It looked alive, but unfortunately today it's quite clearly dead. It's not what we want to see, but hopefully we can find out what went wrong. I did treat for mites using an oxalic acid vapor in January, and I treated with Apivar before that, but maybe they starved. We'll see. So, pop this open. I can see, if you look down in here, you can see a group of bees. It looks like they could have starved right there, so it should be easy enough to find out. I did feed quite a bit in the fall. What we got here is a group of bees. This is pretty classic starvation behavior. Now they got all this eaten pretty well out. It's those are all empty cells, and then what you have here, well, that's the queen right there, still painted. There's our queen right in the middle of the cluster, and all these bees stuck head first in the cells. This hive starved. So I'm going to set that aside. Take a look at what else they had going on here. Yep. Now the queen, she did start laying right in the cells. I see eggs. So she started laying. I have emerging brood in here. So she got going early, but they just got too cold. They couldn't make it to any more food, it would seem. We got brood there, some brood here. That's unfortunate. Now I was also looking in here for mite feces, but I really don't see any. I just see dead, shriveled eggs and starving bees. Yeah, they went all the way to one side. It's not the first time I've seen that, because there's loads of honey in here, but unfortunately the cluster stayed off to one side. Like night and day over here. You got the cluster was just in the front of the hive to this one side, and just a bunch of dead eggs in the cells. Front half is cleaned out. Back up a little bit. Yeah, there was no shortage of food. They didn't get to it. One of those things you really can't control. There's a full frame of honey. There's where my Apivar strip was at one point. Another frame of honey. More honey. 2 more frames full of honey. Take a look downstairs and see what happened down there. I bet they just continued that pattern of eating up one side. Bunch of dead bees. All fell down from the cluster. Yeah, a little bit of wax moth seemed to have moved in. Doesn't look like a ton. But for whatever reason, yeah, they ate out the bottom of that one. Right by the entrance. Pretty well cleared out that frame. Loads of bee bread. Now what I'm going to do with all these frames of honey is I'm going to spin out most of the honey just to create completely empty frames. I'll save a couple. Here's some more brood that she started. I'll save a couple frames of honey, bring this down to 1 box, and this one's completely empty. I'll bring it down to 1 box, and I'll start a split in here. They'll have loads of resources. They'll have already built out comb, and this will come back very quickly. I'll likely put a Saskatraz queen or similar in here, Cardiolan maybe. This was an Italian hive, but they were slow all winter, whether they just didn't have the population to move around, or they just got caught in a bad spot and moved right up that side. It is a completely empty frame. But it just seems to be one of those things. They didn't have the population to stay warm. They didn't get into the position to eat, to stay warm that way. But I'll put a new package in, not a package, but I'll divide, make a split when I can, and have this going, and maybe next winter, we'll make it through. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and good luck.